and the Florida Constitution's established structure, function, powers, and limits of the government. And then you're looking at me like, I have no idea what that means, Miss Kelly. That's okay, because I have it right here. So if we're explaining the structure, we're explaining how it's organized. How is our government organized? Marley, how are we organized?
We're organized in the Constitution.
With the Constitution, and what are we organized into?
3 groups.
3 groups. What are the 3 groups?
Judicial. Wait, what was the other one?
One starts with an E.
Executive.
And it is Congress.
Legislative.
Yes, legislative. We are structured into 3 branches of government. Okay. And then it breaks down even farther into local and state governments, right? But our big national government is broken up into 3 branches. And Marley always knows her 3 branches. Marley, which branch is your mom under? Judicial, because she's trying to be a judge, right? Yeah. Okay, and then if we're trying to explain the functions, we're trying to explain how they work. So Marley will have a great example when she writes for me later that she can tell me that the U.S. Constitution explains to me that because my mom is a judge and she's under the judicial branch, she gets to review the Constitution, right? And help decide if people are innocent or guilty of crimes, right? Okay? If we're talking about the powers and the limits, the powers are what we can do, right? If you're in government, if you're the president, if you're a judge, if you're in Congress, the Constitution tells you what you can do. The Constitution also has limits, and it tells you what you cannot do, right? Those are checks and balances, okay? We need to have checks and balances to make sure nobody gets greedy. We talked about that last time, remember? Yes, John?
Powers are also like exposed.
Yes, I know. I know when I wrote that down, you were so sad that it wasn't a math lesson.
6 or the opposite root.
All right, let's keep going. Okay, so just a quick overview. We have the preamble, yes? The preamble is the most famous part of the Constitution, and it says, "We the people of the United States," but we made our own Constitution, yes, and we all signed it. So our preamble, "We the people of room 813, in order to form a more perfect class, establish kindness, ensure wonderful friendship, provide a safe environment, promote happiness, and secure good choices to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the students." We also have our Bill of Rights. What did our Bill of Rights do? Do you remember?
I think the Bill of Rights is the rights that you have.
These are the rights that we have. So the Constitution does not have your rights in them. Remember, we were talking about it last time, and they wrote this Constitution, and then a bunch of them who wrote it were like, "I'm not signing that. I am not signing that until you tell me what my rights are, no matter what." So they made these amendments, and amendments are changes, right? And these are your rights. So you will have a right to freedom of speech, yes? You have a right to peaceful protest, right? We have all these rights. Does anyone remember how many amendments have been made? Check your notes. Jack, do you remember?
Yes, I do.
How
There
many?
were 27 amendments.
27 amendments. 27 times our Constitution has been changed.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of rights too, right? All right. So, in your pod, your code is R6, 7, and 8. It's on the board. I'll help you if you can't type it in, or if you don't know where to type it.
Where?
On the top left, it says code. Right there. Oh, wait.
No, wait,
Oh,
I
you
don't see.
Yes, I'm frozen. I see. There you go.
Oh.
You didn't do the end.
Do I have to do uppercase?
It gives you uppercase automatically.
Yeah, it's automatically going to give you uppercase right here. Code right there.
The answer is named
R. Leave your name. Leave your name. Click join lesson.
It already wrote it for you. Isaac's friend, the video will play. Can we join lesson?
Yes, time for lesson.
I press open.
This is your nickname. A nickname is like people call me Jen. Right? That's a nickname. No, that's your full name.
No, it's not. Maybe it's. Do we have to?
Eyes up front. You're in. You're in. You're in. You're in.
Guys, if it shows my name, please don't make fun.
Okay, ready? Okay. And I'm going to play the video, okay? Ready? Okay, eyes on the front. Level 0. Paying attention. We're going to have lots of questions about 2 videos. We have lots of questions. There is going to be typing. When I say attempt to type, am I going to hear, oh, no? No. We're practicing, right? It's an important skill.
Okay, now that we got all that review out of the way, we're going to be comparing the United States Constitution to the Florida Constitution. And lucky you, they're organized almost exactly the same. They both start with a preamble. That preamble is going to explain the philosophy of the government. Remember, we the people. Then next comes the articles. And in these articles, we learn the functions of each part of the government. Remember, Article 1 is like the legislative branch. And then afterwards, the amendments. What changes have we made over time? Because these are very, very old documents. Okay, so the Florida and U.S. constitutions are outlined and organized in basically the same way, but we're going to put them side by side now and kind of compare them at their most basic elements. So on the left-hand side, we have the U.S. Constitution. This is an old document. It was ratified or made official in 1789. It's ancient. It still works. You can still get down and party. Whereas the Florida Constitution was adopted most recently in 1968. That might seem like weird terminology. It was adopted, but that just means it was revised. It's been revised 6 times. We've been governed by 6 different constitutions. And so this is the newest iteration. Whereas the U.S. Constitution has never been replaced. Another major thing we notice when we compare the 2 constitutions is how short the U.S. Constitution really is. 4,400 words. We've read off the entire document at some point in our class in biology. And the Florida Constitution, it's
Look how big
it's
that
a
one
much
is.
larger document. And that brings us to the next point, is those 4,400 words in the original U.S. Constitution are very unclear, very vague.
That's how many words there are.
Exactly what power vested in the president, the judicial power vested in the Supreme Court. And that's kind of it. Whereas state constitutions like Florida's has to be very specific, very detailed about a lot of things. Think about what's not in our U.S. Constitution. Things like education. So the state constitution has to include all the rules of the education system in our state. It has to include rules about elections in the state of Florida and also the local governments here. That was the basic comparison. Now we're going to compare the articles in the constitutions. Now, of course, in the U.S. Constitution, there are 7. We went over extensively Articles 1, 2, 3, and 5. But in Florida's Constitution, we notice there's 12 articles. You'll notice most things from the U.S. Constitution are in the Florida Constitution, but they're kind of mixed up, and there's extra articles in there describing all the things that the states are responsible for. Both constitutions explain how to change the document, and of course there's the Bill of Rights in the U.S. Constitution, which goes at the end, and then in the Florida's Constitution we have what we call the Declaration of Rights. Very similar amendments and protections of freedom as the Bill of Rights, but in Florida we put the Declaration of Rights at the very beginning of the Constitution. One of the major differences in these 2 constitutions is the fact that the Florida Constitution has way more amendments. If you think about the U.S. Constitution, it's only been amended 27 times in our entire history, and Florida, in the last 50 years, has more than 100. So that should tell you something, that the U.S. Constitution very difficult to amend, and the founding fathers wanted that for a particular reason. But the Florida Constitution is way easier to amend, and there's many
But
ways
this
to
one's way
amend it.
easier.
So this is something you see here on every EOC exam. Every year we see, can you compare the amendment process between the U.S. Constitution and the Florida Constitution? And we've already gone over how we change our Constitution in the United States. Remember, it's like the lawmaking process. We need both the House and the Senate to kind of write up this amendment or change.
Remember, they need to
Vote on
work
it,
together.
they're gonna send it to you.
They have to work together to change it.
And then they're gonna have to compromise if there's any differences between the amendment. And then once they're done, they don't send it to the president and they leave the lawmaking process. They're gonna send it out to the states. All 50 states are going to get this amendment, and they're gonna have to decide, does this state want this amendment? And if 3/4, which is a rare number in civics, but 75%, if 3/4 of the states agree, we have a change in the Constitution. Now, I should clarify here and say that who decides this for the states is not the people, it's actually the state legislators. Now, Florida's amendment process is vastly different, which makes it easier because there's many ways to do this.
They
We're
only
going to do the
need
standard way, where we let the
60%, not
legislators, the
75%.
lawmakers in Florida propose an amendment.
That
They
makes it a little bit
need a
easier.
3/5 vote, kind of a weird number, but a 3/5 vote in both houses of the Florida
So a
Senate and
3/5
Florida
vote means
House.
3 out of
And then
5
if that
people
is
have
voted
to
in,
agree.
then it will go on a ballot, which is like a voting paper, and then they leave it to the people. The people will vote, and they need a 60% vote for the people to approve the amendment.
And then
So in
we get
Florida,
to
the
vote.
people have power
All
in
right.
the amendment
So,
process.
for the
But there's
U.S., our
another way to
representatives
change the
vote.
Florida Constitution, and that's called citizen initiative. The people will propose an
Yes,
idea
it's
or
only if you're
change.
18 or older.
And they will try and get a bunch of signatures to make sure a lot of people want this. And if they meet the requisite number of signatures, then it makes the ballot, the voting paper. And then when it's time to vote, if it can get 60% of the people to say yes, of the citizens of Florida, then we will change the Constitution ourselves. We don't have to wait for any lawmakers in Tallahassee to make a change for us. Both articles include 3 branches of
So
government.
don't say your
That's
vote,
right,
use
the
it.
Florida Constitution has a legislative branch with the Florida
Why use it?
Senate
Because then
and
you
the
can
Florida
make
House
changes.
of Representatives. It's a bicameral legislation.
But not, I'm not talking about
The
president.
Florida
I'm talking
Constitution
about
also has an executive branch governed by the governor of Florida, lieutenant governor. And Florida has its own Supreme Court. Now, the Florida Supreme Court is very different. There's only 7 justices.
So
They're
look, there's
appointed
only
by the
5
governor.
judges.
But they actually will be up for re-election.
That is our
It's
government.
very different than the U.S. Supreme Court, where they're appointed by the president, approved by the Senate, and then they get the job for life, as long as they're in
Alright,
office.
come back.
So basically in Florida, a Supreme Court justice, if people feel like they're not doing a great job, in 6 years, they don't have to vote for them again. And
Pay
in which
close
case,
attention
if they
to
don't
these.
get reelected, then the
That's your
governor will
hands.
have to
Pay close
appoint a
attention
new
to
Supreme
these.
Court justice.
Similarities.
Okay, let's bottom line this and get out of here. Here are the similarities between the 2 constitutions. They're organized in the same way, the preamble, the articles, and
They look the
amendments.
same.
They both establish rules for the government,
So
and
this
they
is
both
how
have
they're
3
the same.
branches,
Remember
and
at
of
least
course
one
can
of
be
these.
changed. Now the big time differences are the length.
Remember at
The
least
U.S.
one.
Constitution is quite short, and Florida's is very long. The amount of details in Florida's Constitution are much more, and that's why it's longer.
We have more
And then the
things.
amendment process in Florida is very different, as is the organization of the 3 branches. The governor, the lieutenant governor, the Supreme Court.
Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to answer some questions. It is loading. Okay, so in this box, you're going to type 1 similarity between the United States and the Florida Constitution. What was 1 similarity? Raise your hand if you have one. Brooklyn.
They were organized the same way.
They were organized the same way.
They both are the Constitution
They're both
for a place
constitutions.
in the North American continent.
They are, okay. Marley? They both have amendments. Okay, so there's 3 options. If you have a different one, type your own. Okay. So once you type it, look, it's gonna pop up on our board. This is a collaboration board, so we're all sharing our ideas. Yes, McKenna. It's not working. There we go. It just wasn't loaded. If you need help, let us know. And then look, you see you can like each other's posts. So 4 people have liked Matthias's.
Oh, I like Matthias.
Isn't that so nice?
Yes.
You guys can say, oh my gosh, I love yours.
Who typed in all?
Wait, how do we do it? How do we like type
Watch
this?
this. Watch this. Look at number 4. Look at number 4.
I'm gonna like the one that says both for a
Mine is going really well.
I said mine. I said
Hearts.
Good
Thanks
job.
for this. Many people liking mine so fast. I didn't know you were in that.
Oh, you're on
If you need help, yes. I'm
I
gonna,
like you. I like you. Thank you.
just momentarily, I'm gonna pause it. Because on your screens you can't see whose is whose, and I want you to just
I
know who is Marley.
Who
is I know who is Marley. And who is me? I have to
Oh, everybody's liking mine.
something that's the same.
Everybody is liking
I got my likes. That's not mine.
Is it this one?
I'm the one that has all the long ribs.
Yo, where's everybody?
Matthias.
Matthias,
You can write it if you want.
¿Ese eres tú?
You absolutely that's very true. You can write that too.
Look how many likes I have. Everybody's liking mine.
Thank you.
Jack!
11.
I like you.
Who disliked me?
Arson.
Yes.
Somebody liked me.
Who's this yours? I have 7 likes already. I'm like harder.
I have 11 too.
Four more. I'm here to like my.
Does anyone need help?
I like
Get your
Whoever amended
Are you still amendments?
Yeah, I'm just gonna make myself win by taking it off. Everybody's sorry.
Are you still amendments? Yay! Mine has so many hearts. Mine has 11. Mine too. Get down. That's not
Did you post already?
Is this stored
Wait, did you make a post?
Matías, please. Ya sé cuál es el tuyo.
Yo tuyo,
Wait, everybody like everybody.
I'm liking everybody.
Vote for me.
Vote for me.
Okay, did everyone make a post? Did you make one? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Okay, so Ken, Alejandro, can you read yours?
Okay, they're organized the same way and they're both a constitution.
Very good. Lamari, what did you put?
They both have amendments.
They both have amendments. Montserrat, what did you put?
They're both constitutions.
They are both constitutions. They both are a constitution. What did you put? They both can make changes. Matthias?
They are both in consultation.
They are are both constitutions, Marley.
They are big.
They are both big. I would agree. I don't want to read it.
I will.
But it's long, long, long. Right? Alright.
I'm liking everybody.
Someone's disliking me.
I never did. You can't dislike them.
Someone disliked me. I got 11. I got 11 too.
I just want to say that you guys did awesome typing that right now. I know you don't like to type, but you did good. Look how easy it is.
I love to type.
The more we're doing it, the easier it's getting.
What do you mean?
Okay.
I like everybody.
Now, think back before you answer. Think back to our lesson last week. Because I know for a fact 2 teachers shared this fact with you. Which constitution is the law of the land? Put in your answer. Put in your answer. Don't tell me. Which constitution is the law of the land? This is your hint. The law of the land.
Does it? Yep, I can
Does
see
it tell you the
So,
answer?
Maybe check your notes. You might have been the person
I'm
who
checking my notes.
I'm gonna talk about
it.
We're going to talk about it.
I think B.
Which one is the law of the land? Put in your answer and then press submit. Yeah. Now just wait. Your answer's been submitted. Jack, what's it? Once it says got it, you're good and you're going to wait. There you go. Now it says got it. No, because you're pressing edit. Okay. Yep, that means that they got your answer. Okay. Before we watch this video, Jack, what did you pick?
What did I pick? I picked B.
Picked B. Why B?
Because we're doing this with the hands, and I knew like the land, like the entire land. So like Florida isn't like it's just a little thing. Like the U.S. is an entire.
Exactly. The United States Constitution beats our Constitution. They are the law of the land. We have to follow the United States Constitution before we follow the Florida Constitution. Okay, we have another video. This one's shorter. Okay? This one is shorter, and then we have more questions. This one is only 3 minutes. Quick.
This is Dan. Let's talk about the Constitution. The U.S. Constitution is the law that governs America. The Constitution is like a small book. You know how books have chapters? Well, the Constitution doesn't have chapters. It has a preamble, which we read last time, remember that? It also has 7 articles and 27 amendments. Can you remember those numbers? It has 7 articles and 27 amendments. I'll test you in a minute to see if you remember. Now, just like your parents have rules for you to follow, America has a constitution under which rules are made that we must follow. Who makes these rules? Well, the Constitution tells us. Here's what it says. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. Wow, those are some big words in there, right? Did you hear that? Legislative powers. Ooh, sounds like a superhero, right? Oh, I said superhero. Don't worry, you shouldn't be afraid of those words. The term means that Congress can make rules for the country just like your parents make rules for you. So the answer to our question, who makes the rules, is Congress makes the rules. Since these two groups make the rules for America, the people elected to those offices need to be wise. Therefore, the Constitution says they need to be old enough to serve in office. They can't be a little kid. A person can't become a senator until he or she is at least 30 years old. And a person can't become a representative until he or she is at least 25 years old. That means they have to be as wise and smart as your mom and dad are before they can be elected. Just think, maybe one day you'll be as smart as your mom and dad. And when that happens, you think you'll be a senator or representative when you're that smart? Hey, the country needs you, so get real smart. So let's see what we've learned in this lesson. And to do that, let's play a little game show!
Yay, good job!
First question, you ready? Who makes the rules
Who
in
makes the
America?
rules?
That's right, Congress. Good job, I knew you'd get it. Second
Yes, the
question,
government.
what are the two groups that make up the Congress
Who
called?
makes up Congress?
Got it again, that's right, the Senate and House of Representatives.
Wow,
You
good
are
job,
really
Dad.
smart.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to give you tough questions
Okay,
since you're so smart. You ready? How many articles does the Constitution have? Just a second. You're really smart. Okay, last question. You ready? How many amendments does the Constitution have? Senator or representative from your state. I can't wait. The Constitution is a fun document, isn't it? Read it, know it, share it. This is Dan. That's all I have time for. I'll talk.
Okay. What branch of government creates the laws? You need to think. Where did they say that Congress is? And which branch? So I gave you a hint this morning because where's Marley's mom again? Judicial. And is her mom in Congress? No. So we can automatically process of elimination. So now your choices are legislative and executive. Think of where the president is and think of where make sure people don't go crazy? Absolutely. Those are all great choices. Does your answer need to match what they said? No. You can put your own answer. Excellent. I love it.
Can I write something else?
It's easy.
And don't forget.
I love that you guys are adding punctuation,
I did.
just like on our notebooks. Oh my goodness, this is excellent. Okay, I'm having great job. Great job. Excellent.
Oh.
Hurt is H-U-R-T. H-U-R-T. And then down. There you go. T-R. Oh, you.
I do.
Oh,
Oh no.
Okay. Now I'm done.
What did I do?
what happened?
You guys can go forward.
Oh my God. That's good. You'll go right back to where we were. Okay. Ready?
No, not right
No,
now.
I
No,
tell you a lot.
it made me restart. Just like that evil stuff.
Okay. Go ahead. Just put it back in. Why do we want? Okay, I'm gonna have a couple people read, so if you're not finished, you go ahead and keep writing. So, we need an apostrophe. Okay, who wants to share with a raised hand? Tuesday. To keep us safe so we don't get hurt. Matthias.
To keep balance in tires and for protect us and to people don't, for example, don't throw trash in tires.
I love that not only did he give us an answer, but he added an example.
And for people to not get crazy and do something bad.
Exactly, perfect.
To keep the city safe and make sure people don't crazy. And also so we don't get hurt. I think
Laws are very important. I agree. Mikkel?
I said something similar to the
Okay.
I said to keep safe and keep balance away.
Excellent. Marley?
We need laws because it will not be balanced if we didn't have laws.
Excellent.
I do balance stuff.
Jack, last one?
So we know how to behave in our government.
Excellent. Okay.
I wrote so much I wanted to share my.
We're going to keep going. We'll go back later. Okay. We're going to do this together. We're matching. Okay? Uh-huh. That's okay. Don't worry. We're going to do it together. Just look up at the board. Okay? Okay. So we have federal, state, local, judicial, legislative, and executive. Right? Okay. We have all these choices. You might not be able to see all of yours because you guys can't scroll. That's okay. We're going to work on it together. So let's think. Some of them are easier than others. We might not know off the top of our heads. We might not remember who collects taxes. But if we start with the ones we do know for sure, we can narrow it down, right? Like, where does the courts belong, Marley?
The court.
Which branch do they belong to?
It belongs with the
Judicial, yes.
I agree.
So that's a match.
Agree.
We just talked about where the president and the vice president are. What branch are they in? Executive branch is where the
Oh,
The legislative branch. Yes.
Oh, Supreme Court.
Okay, now, to narrow this down, because these ones are a little bit harder, we need to think about what federal government, state government, and local government mean. Okay? So, the federal government is like the national government. They govern the whole thing, right? The state government, hold on. The state government is the whole state of Florida, right? And our local government government?
I already know it. I
don't know.
It's very obvious.
Wait, I think I got it wrong.
Same.
I think I got it right.
I'm in first place. I'm third. I'm in second. I'm modeling. What's your name? Let's go. I'm seventh. I'm in second. I'm third. I'm in second. Where is I? I wrote my name wrong. Yay! I'm in third place. I'm second.
Yes. Here's the pin. Here's the pin. This is our last thing. It's on the board.
I think I did it wrong.
2, 9, 7. Miss Buckley? No. Wait, what? Where's the 10? I'm very good. Oh, nickname? You don't have to.
That would be the same with the
Okay, let's go.
a pancake on the side.
My name is Olive, just to let you know.
You guys, what name should you be putting in?
What name?
Wait, which one? Wait,
I
which
don't know
one?
what I log out. That's why I left.
I kicked you out.
And you can go more too.
What the? Is this supposed to happen?
No. Wait, guys, I'm at top.
I'm in Jack. I'm Jack the Great.
Oh my God, where? I'm in, cause like you all are. What the heck am I? Oh, she is a baby. I'm baby too. I'm a baby king. Bro, you're not the best. Yeah, Marley's a great. But he's Marley's a great. Look, you. Look. Marley's a They won't kill you, right? The whole right? Go, cool.
All right, is everyone in?
I'm a brain with pancakes on my head.
I'm a baby. I'm a baby.
Pick up pancakes.
I'm a baby.
We're gonna start. Remember,
Pick up pancakes.
what's my number one rule? My number one. Don't get out of your chair. If you get the answer right, that's very exciting. Stay in your seat. Jack, you heard me? Let's try not to scream. I think Tuesday has a great idea. If you're excited, pretend your voice is not working. Okay? Let's try. Let's try.
Can we at least do this?
Ride the king. Not go get.
If you don't know, do your best. Use your notes. Think back to last week too. They get 2 more chances to get it right. The people now become in charge, or the people use voting power to elect new people. What would we do? How do we get people in government? Think about that.
I got it wrong.
I think I got it wrong. I picked yellow. I'm gonna have more time.
You don't have to tell us when you get it wrong because nobody can see this time.
I actually got it right.
See,
I got it right also.
nobody can see if you're the one.
I actually got it right.
Wait.
So don't feel bad. It's okay.
Look at my podium.
Why was the Constitution created?
think I got this.
I don't know, but I think I know.
It's okay. This is gonna tell me what we need more work on. And Brooke, you did know.
What is
Okay, put them in order.
Order of leadership.
Who is our main leader? And put them in order of who you have to listen to. You have to listen to all of them. Put them in order. Who's first?
Oh, like the main? The person that's main?
And
How do you
parent.
get it up?
There's parents
What
and
is red
choice.
say?
They both say parent. Red and green say the same
What
thing.
does the blue one
If you
say?
get it wrong because of red and green, you're not. I won't count
What
it.
does the blue one say?
President.
I didn't
It says parents, president, mayor. Parents,
I did
yeah.
this.
Ooh.
I'm scared.
If you get the one, get this one in order.
Wait, which one has to go on top?
The one the most.
Do it. I didn't.
Wait,
So I put green on bottom.
The one you have to listen to the most, the first, the one with the most power goes on top.
Please, I'm gonna get it wrong.
Oh, I know I have to get it.
Lamar. You have to have trust in yourself. What is the preamble? I read this morning too before we started. We also went over it last week. Is it the entire Constitution, the introduction, or the name of the Constitution?
I got it.
We made our own preamble too.
I'm going like that. Yes.
Is it important to have laws? Yes or no? Yes. It is important to have laws. Very goodness. People should do whatever they want. When was the Constitution written? This is in your notes. When was it written? Preston, you're not gonna have enough time, but you can try if you want. You can try and log on. Okay, who would make the best president? This is your thought. Would it be